Okay, so why does the entire internet hate Pat God? And to answer this question, we first need to know who Pat God is. Pat God is basically known as what's called a Discord packer. Packing is basically when two people get into a Discord call and proceed to shout at each other at the top of their lungs, and also while insulting each other and playing goofy sound effects. Now, packing wasn't really that popular at first until Pat God came along and popularized it. Because if you couldn't already tell from his name, Pat God was very good at packing. Before Pat God would have his big break into the spotlight, we first need to talk about this channel right here, Void. Void was a YouTube channel run by two people. This guy right here named Leg and Pat God. Void was a YouTube channel that would upload diss tracks on popular people, specifically on people who were getting cancelled and were easy targets such as Pokimane, Dream, and even Jake Paul. They gained immense popularity and everyone loved their diss tracks. The duo was inseparable and it seemed like nothing could stop them. But that was until Leg decided to ditch Pat God and steal the channel for himself. He changed the password and kicked Pat God off of the YouTube channel. And Pat God was furious because he didn't understand what was going on and why his friend of over 10 years just ditched him. And this is when Pat God would begin his villain arc and he started his new channel. And on this channel, he would upload videos of him packing. So Pat God began joining Discord servers with famous people and he would pack them. Because it was much better to talk smack to the person he was dissing to their face instead of just making a diss track they're never gonna see. First person he would pack on this channel was Sneako and the video was an immediate hit. After that, he moved on to EDP, which was monumental for his career since EDP was massive during the time. And he was currently facing extreme allegations. So Pat God gained a lot of love from this video. After that, Pat God moved on to packing emo girls, as well as furries. And these videos somehow did better than him packing literal celebrities. However, Pat God had one problem. His content started to get repetitive. Because all he would do is join calls with these people and shout a bunch of random words and play a bunch of sound effects. And the person that he was roasting would just sit there in silence not knowing what to say because they couldn't understand him. The viewers could understand Pat God because his videos usually featured subtitles, but the person he was roasting literally could not understand anything. However, Pat God still had a really strong fan base and showed no signs of slowing down. But that was until the Bella the Wolf video came out. For those who don't know who Bella the Wolf is, she's a very controversial figure. Most of her content consists of her saying outrageous and crazy stuff, but it's obviously rage bait. And this video was the first time Pat God would receive negative attention. Even though Bella the Wolf was the one who should have been receiving negative attention because of the crazy stuff she was saying, people began to make memes on TikTok because of how silly the situation was. Because who's actually sitting down and watching a 10-minute video of a grown man roasting a 12-year-old girl who's obviously fiending for attention on the internet? And on top of that, this video also featured an extremely cringe sponsorship. Pat God basically decided to do a sponsorship for Oprah GX. Here's the thing, there's nothing wrong with doing sponsorships, get that bag, you feel me? However, Pat God decided to make an extremely cringe rap song about why you should download Oprah GX. And this is when a lot of people would start to dislike Pat God and call him corny. Any fanbase that he had from Void has completely vanished and has been replaced by little kids. If you go to his YouTube channel and check the comments, you'll see comments like this. Pat God made me famous because I said some of your roasts to my bully and I got my crush to be my girl. I highly doubt this happened because this person can't even spell girl correctly. There's even comments that are against Pat God, such as this one right here. Pat God just says random stuff, he doesn't really roast people. And then this person replied and said, bro, shut the freak up. I bet Pat God would kill you in a battle, that's why your dad left you. This is obviously a kid who's on his mom's phone. But at the end of the day, Pat God is still very successful and still pulls millions of views because there's actually one thing saving him, and that's the fact that he's the only person that makes packing videos on YouTube. I mean, if you search up Discord packing, you'll probably find other videos, but good luck finding those because all the top search results are literally just Pat God. This guy has literally overtaken the market. In conclusion, I don't really think Pat God's going anywhere in the next couple of years. All the hate is doing is just making him more famous. And on top of that, he's literally engraved in brain rot culture, so it's safe to say he's here for good.